So guys, today I'm going to be talking to you about the transition from GCSE to A-level, and I just want to say that I'm starting my work experience and basically there's no room to film anything because it goes from like one thing to another, and also I'm not allowed to take my camera or phone in anywhere as it messes up the sound and the lighting for the technicians during the play. So that's a bit strange, but I'm unfortunately not allowed to do that. So what I'll be doing instead over the next few days is other videos which have a separate topic from a daily vlog kind of thing. So I'm basically going to go and get changed now, and I feel so like tired and cold and I don't even know. Like, it's just one of them things today, I'm just not feeling that good. I have bad hay fever, and like hay fever, yeah, basically we learned this in science, but hay fever is when like your body thinks you have a pathogen, but it turns out you actually don't, so then it can't get rid of it, so you just keep having the reflexes over and over again. But basically it obviously got one of these 35p energy drinks, which are like the godsend of being tired. And look, this is my room. It's a bit of a mess, but let me show you it. So, got just some random stuff. Got that Xbox in there, Mr. Mentetti, a box of just random stuff like something that I made. This table tennis bat that I made back in year 6. Just random stuff. Memorabilia, old microphone, headphones, game. Load of random Olympic teddy. That's quite cool. But it is random. Got a Segway in there, keyboard, and this is what I mean. My room is the loft room. So downstairs there is is my second floor. In here, just I have a wardrobe, but I don't have that good of clothes. I need to get some nicer clothes to fill it out with. And I used to have a shower like right here, but I was like, what the hell? I don't want to shower in my room, so I took it out, and then now I've got a guitar there, and my camera there, and in here. Got a toilet. There's not actually much else in here other than a toilet and a sink and some mirrors. And yeah, that is pretty much my room tour. Now, what else is there? Yeah, so I'm getting ready to go to athletics now. So I'm going to grab some clothes and that sort of thing. I'm sorry my bed isn't made, but yeah. So hopefully I'm going to try and get my mum to film some stuff at athletics, but she might not be able to. We'll have to see. Now, as I'm sure your teachers have told you, basically the GCSE transition to A-level is super hard. Now, one of the main reasons why that is because there's like 10 times more content. And obviously you have a lot more free time and time to do it and more lessons in that individual subject. But the reason why it becomes so hard is people don't use the free time they have, free periods, like they would at GCSE. Because in GCSE you have no free periods, therefore you have 60 minutes of full working. At A-level, you don't do that in your free periods. You might go out to McDonald's, you probably miss loads of them at the start. So you already exclude loads of free periods. And then in the free periods, you do have the ones you spend with your friends. You're probably half as productive, if that. So that excludes like a load more time working. And then you might spend like 5-10 minutes each time you have a free period listening to music. So then that all adds up. And then occasionally you might do a lot of work. So that's part of the reason why it can be really hard, the transition, is because you waste a lot more time, you have a lot more lessons. And then take a look at this, for example. So right here we have a GCSE biology textbook, and here we have an A-level biology textbook. Now let's take a look at the size comparison to start with. You'll see that the one on the end, which is A-level biology, is a lot thicker, a lot thicker. Now if we take a look at this book, you know, okay, contents, normal stuff, nice big writing. It's about 1 page per topic, and writing's in bold. There's a lot of bold. There's a lot of nice pictures, etc. Now let's have a look how many pages there actually are. Now there's about 99. Now I've already showed you this textbook in my biology review, but basically the writing is a lot smaller. Although it does look like there's more on there, there's actually more information on here due to the writing being a lot smaller. Now, and obviously, like I said before, there is 328 pages once it focuses on there. So you'll see there's a lot more pages there. That means a lot more content, and with a lot more content you need to put a lot more work in. So obviously, because there's a lot more content, you're meant to put in a lot more work. Now if there's a lot more work, you need to put in a lot more time. Now the reason why it doesn't always work out like that is because, like I said a minute ago, you waste your free periods often. So therefore you fall behind on all your subjects, and then it's kind of like a domino effect. You fall behind on one, you sacrifice another, you fall behind on that. And therefore A-levels are really tricky in that sense. And there's another thing as well. So take this example, and now in maths, you know when you get a proof question at GCSE and you're like, oh, God's sake, not one of them proof questions. Now basically at A-level, most of the questions are like that. For some reason I decided to zoom in there. But yeah, most of the questions at A-level are kind of like prove that, and they're all in the style of questioning that you don't like at GCSE. So if it said prove that, or you have to work out the speed, or the questions you hate at GCSE and I hated, are the way they're always asked at A-level. So the actual context of the questions and understanding the question becomes a lot more complex and harder, and therefore the tests become harder, and it kind of makes the transition even harder. I know I'm using harder a lot, but that is true. Now I've got it to go in about an hour. Gonna have a quick toasty, and yeah. And I do also want to give you this kind of summary. Now, when you go from GCSEs to A-levels, before you actually start them, you think, oh yeah, what's the all fuss about? Like, it's going to be fine when I go to A-levels. I have much more time, I'm going to do loads more work. They're probably not as hard as everyone makes out. I thought that. You guys probably think that now. I thought that. All the other A-level people thought that. Everyone who's ever done A-levels probably thought that. In actual fact, it's just not true. You'll understand in a few months, once you've started your A-levels, once you get to about January time, you'll understand, and then you can reply to this video like, I see what you mean now, I see what you mean. But yeah, I get what you guys are thinking now, and the first few months will be alright, and then from January onwards it just gets hectic, like, yeah. So I just wanted to end this kind of summary of the transition here, and if anything else comes to me, I will kind of think about it and put it in the next few videos coming up this week. But yeah, I'm going to go off to athletics now, and I'll try and get something filmed there for you guys. So there's been a change of plan, and basically I'm going to head to the gym instead of going to the athletics, as there's no competition today. My coach or me got it wrong, and it turns out it's next Monday.